Hey y'all, I just really want to talk to y'all because yesterday for me it was so emotional and it was so intense. Like, I had met a guy that I have been talking to for a couple months now, and we were text messaging. It was a vibe, you hear me? We got to know each other and we talked, and he was like, "You're so pretty to me." He was like, "I want to meet you." He was like, "I had a few things going on." And he's like, "I do want to let you know that I'm at war with myself." He's like, "I have a lot that I'm facing." He said, "But I did tell you that I wasn't going to hit you back up until I got my shit together." So he hit me up or whatever, and we met. Upon arrival, he was so into me, like, and I've been there before. So I tried to ignore the gestures and ignore the behavior and try to act like I was holding my own, but he was a fucking gentleman to me. He was so sweet, he was so passionate. And the way he looked me in my eyes, it froze every pain in my body. Like, he literally secured my emotions in that moment. And I felt of highest power, I felt of highest ranking, and I felt unstoppable. I felt pretty. I felt like my skin was clear. I felt like I was everything that he had desired in that moment, and that I had completed him in some kind of way. And he took me by the hand and he kissed me. He kissed my black little hands, my black little knuckles, my nails not done. And he looked me in my eyes and kissed my lips, flaws and all, and ignored my breakout itch and everything. And I just could not believe it. Girl, it was a lie. It was a fucking lie. I just can't believe what happened to me. Hold on. So when we got to my spot, y'all, he said, "Wow, you're gorgeous. You're a stallion." And he hugged me. And when a man hugs you and he doesn't cuff your ass cheeks, that speaks volumes. Even if he's just doing it to mimic some kind of role or to get a brownie point, it was given. I could not believe it. Because I'm so used to men literally seeing me and objectifying me just as I objectify myself, to sex in its most purest form. Nevertheless, we talked and we bonded. He asked me how my day was, and I told him. And he was just real sympathetic with me. He was real approach with caution with me. It's like he cared about my emotions. I felt like I had known him my entire life, and I was trying to grasp the concept of what was going on, because just as something was happening to my body, it was happening to his also. And I sat down on my bed, and I said, "Can I get comfortable?" And I took off my clothes, but I had on a robe underneath. And he said, "Wow, look at your body. I love every curve." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "I love every curve." And he said, "May I?" And he came closer to me, and it was sensational. He kissed at my neck area for about 5 minutes straight. And I felt the moisture from his tongue and the wetness from his lips and the fuzziness of his beard caress my area, and it was everything to me. And I laid there and I moaned softly, and after a while it became carelessly, because I couldn't hold back anymore. I was excited, and I'm like, wow. So he said, "May I go lower?" And I opened my robe and exposed my left nipple, which is one of my spots, and he ate it up. And I was like, "Oh my God, what is you doing to me?" And he was like, "Let me know if you need me to stop. Let me know if I'm being too extra for you, Zhelaja." And when he said my name, chills went through my body rapidly, and they ran freely, and I called out, and I said his name. And he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine." And he said, "You gonna make me want to be with you, girl." And I said, And he said, "You gonna make me want to be with you, girl? What would you do if I showed you off to the world?" And I got speechless. I didn't know what to say, because I've had that before. I had a man walk into my life and tell me that he was gonna love, honor, and cherish me, and seemingly that's what he was doing. But behind my back, he was deceiving me. He was sleeping with my best friend. He was engaging in intercourse and building friendships and bonds with people that I put my hands on and people that I wasn't cool with anymore. People who I wouldn't care if they died, you know. So, and wouldn't care if I died, you know. So I kept having flashbacks of my once upon a time happy moment and my wedding that I was supposed to have and my marriage and me being someone's significant other, and I was rejecting him, but at the same time he was still taking advantage of my body that I was letting him in, and my legs separated, my lips separated, my arms separated, and I put my hands around him and I massaged his scalp and I played with his ear and I rubbed at his neck and I grabbed his face and I stared him in his eyes and we kissed so passionately. But I kept seeing a mirror reflection of myself and the stress that I go through giving my body to these men, and I kept seeing a reflection of myself being more demoralized and oppressed and subjecting myself to sex in its purest form, wondering what validation am I trying to seek from a man, and I lost it, and that pain hurted me, so I gave in to him. My legs parted even more and I kissed him harder. I pulled him into me and he sucked and he kissed and he was into me, and it made me feel great. And I was like, I don't want to feel no pain. And I was like, please take it away from me. He was like, what are you talking about? I said, please free me from my thoughts, please. He pulled me on top of him, and I was pulling away at first, you know, but he pulled me on top of him. And now I'm looking this man in his eyes, my hands on his chest, my asshole, my ass cheeks, you know, I'm grinding on his dick basically. And I feel him getting harder and harder on my ass cheeks, so I reach back. He pulls some lubrication out of a bag, and I take it, I read it, I look at it, I put some in my hand, and I put it on his dick and I slow stroke until it got rock hard, and I rubbed it on my outer self until he slid in. As soon as he entered me, he said, "Oh my God, baby, shit." And it was a warm sensation. My wetness on top of the lubrication, on top of his pre-cum, his excitement, my excitement, it was thrill-seeking. It was an adventure like no other. And that's when my inner Megan Thee Stallion kicked in. And I rode him like a horse, and it was giddy up, you know, and I wanted to cry because, one, I hadn't rode a dick that long and so long. Two, he was so into me. It was an intimate display that we were doing. It was very sensational and relaxing and much needed. It was just crazy, y'all. I felt so warm inside as I bounced on his dick and rode and grinded. And he took the sides of my waist and he did this thing with his body where he went balls deep in me and he gave me every inch. And I screamed out, and I screamed, and I held his chest like this, like I was giving him CPR. And girl, I just lost it. I lost myself. Wow, why did he do that to me? You know, I fell in love with him incautiously in that moment of our exchange of body parts, because he really made me feel special. He made me feel like something. He made me feel pretty. He made me feel accepted. He made me feel like he felt what I felt. In the midst of what he did to me, I was about to ejaculate, and I asked him, and I said, "Can I please come on your chest?" He said, "Come on my chest, baby. Come on my chest, baby." And I ejaculated on his chest. And he ejaculated. He pulled out, bust on my booty. And I laid down. But it wasn't like a regular lay down. I collapsed. And I was laid up in fetal position. And he laid his body over me. He kissed and kissed and kissed. And he whispered. He said, "What is you doing to me? I love your touch. I love everything about you." He said, "You gonna make me want to be with you." And he kept repeating it. And I'm like, this man don't know nothing about being with no Zhelaja. I'm crazy. I'm controlling. I'm busy. You know, I'm trying to accomplish my goals. I got trust issues. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm reserved. I'm sheltered. And I just laid there, curled up while he kissed on me. And I looked in the ceiling and I asked God, what was this? What was this exchange of body contact, of chemistry, of love or lust? What was it? And I played with his ear. I grabbed his face again and I kissed him. And he said, you got me in my feelings. You fucking with my emotions, Zhe'Laja. You fucking with my emotions, Zhe'Laja. He turned me over. So instead of me being curled up on my side, now I'm laying on my back. He got on top of me. He went inside of me, slowly, with caution. He made me feel so powerful. He made me feel important. Oh my God. He took control of my body, y'all, in ways that I've never, ever been taken control of before. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm sorry. This man, he took my body and he lifted me while inside of me, and he put my penis into his mouth, and he gave me oral sex while he penetrated me. And that was the second time I had that in my life. And he sucked and sucked and sucked while still grinding. And I just called out, oh my God. Oh my God, what is you doing to me? What are you doing? Please stop. Please stop. Stop. Oh, that tickle, stop. He sat up and he looked at me. He said, am I doing too much? And I said, no. And he went back. I planted my fingers deep into his back. And I scratched and I held him close to me. And I just let myself loose. He repeated to me that he needed this. He repeated to me that he was going through something and that he hadn't felt this good in years. I asked him, I said, are you drunk? He said, I'm drunk, baby. I'm drunk. And I said, is this real? I heard a faint piercing noise. This man was making love to me while crying in my arms. And I didn't know what it was. And I almost rejected him because it made me think about the time when my ex-fiance cried to me and told me that he was going to be a better person to me and treat me better. And he was lying to me. He was acting. So I tried my hardest to fight those thoughts. And I held him and I rubbed him and I took him in. I didn't want him to see my emotions unravel also. So I turned my head away from him. He said, no, baby, don't look away. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. And he said, everything is going to be okay. And I said, I cannot. I can't do this. You know, so we enjoyed each other's company. And he made love for me. He made love to me for about 2 hours and a half. He kissed me the entire time, sucked on my chest, sucked on my neck, sucked on my upper body, my lower body, my inner thighs, He paralyzed me temporarily, mentally and physically. He had my emotions in an uproar. After we both came again in unison, he said, I really want you. You're special to me. And I just didn't know what to do or what to say. I laid there. He cuddled me. He spooned me until we fell asleep in each other's arms. I woke up, it was 4:30, and I'm like, I got something to do today. And I was like, babe, wake up, please. Please wake up. And he said, I don't want to leave you. And I said, we gotta go. Y'all, this man, I don't know what that was. But nevertheless, I reached back and I started stroking his dick, morning wood. And it was very erect. And something told me to go for it. So I had got up and I laid my whole upper body on my bed, on my right side, with my ass in the air, the deepest arch. And I just laid there and let him take control. When I say he came behind me, planted kisses on the back of my neck, moved my hair to the side, kissed down my back until he met with my ass. When he entered me, it felt like, again, everything that I was going through in my mind had simply went away, had frozen, didn't even matter anymore. He power fucked me for about 10 minutes until he called out, baby, I'm gonna come. Oh shit, oh shit, oh fuck, damn, And I looked back and I asked him, why are you crying? He said, because I'm in love with you. I said, no, you're not. You don't know me. And he pulled out. He stayed in the position he was in. He held his hand. He held his dick with his left hand, and with his right hand, he just looked at me, breathing hard. I took my hand and planted it on his chest. I felt his heartbeat. And I kissed him and I said, let's go. He said, well, can I at least text you? I don't want to bother you. And I said, you can text me anytime you want. And if I'm available, I'll respond. That was one of the most amazing encounters I've had in my life. The way he fucked me when he was on top of me, and the way he looked in my eyes, like, it was crazy. I had never, ever had sex with a man so small, with such a massive dick, such stamina, and who can literally flip and toss me around. He literally had his way with me, but it was a make love session, and I'm forever grateful for that experience, because I had no idea my mega needs still worked. I had no idea, because I hadn't been riding dudes' dicks. I've been so demoralized and so feeling so objectified and so whorish that I don't even want to look these men in the eye sometimes. I just let them hit from the back, but that man was into me. But what's that? Aren't all men into the person they're having sex with? I'm just another person on his hit list. He trying to get in my head, and I can't let him. He's trying to get in my head, and I can't let him. Love don't live here no more. Because for my next broken heart, I want blood.